Hello and welcome to the grand finale of the Victorian State Race Series. This is round number 5, the finale, the grand final, as we'd call it here this weekend, and it's happening right here on just the north coast of Victoria. It is Phillip Island. Some classic races have happened here in the past, and we're going to continue to bring the classic to you. In about 6 minutes' time, we're due out for the Formula Ford race, then followed by the Formula RX-8s and Formula Ford improved production, prototypes, super minis, sports sedans out on track, Hyundai Excels, historic touring cars, MG invited British cars, Formula RX-8s and sport cars out on track from 4:25, I would like to think, a bit later on today. But we're due out there for the Formula RX-8s in about 5 minutes' time. Should be very interesting to see what happens there. So that's due for 12:55. And Formula Ford's out on track from 1:30. So plenty of time gaps in the schedule here this afternoon. We've just had the sports cars come off track from their qualifying session. So very interesting session indeed. Just had the sports cars come off track, and they'll be back on track at about 4:50 this afternoon for that next session. But yeah, 20-minute races still to come. But the Formula RX-8s and the Formula Fords, improved production, Australian prototypes, which would be very interesting indeed to see what happens in that one. But we're not too far away here from the Formula RX-8s hitting the track. That should be very interesting. Of course, all races live and ad break free right here on Travis Motorsports, and of course coming to you from Blendline TV as well. All of the world feed coverage as we continue into our day, about an hour and 50 minutes behind schedule for the moment. I was meant to start this stream at 11 o'clock, but with other things happening, I've delayed it back to 12:50 with a few minutes early starting here. So not too far away from the next session starting, which is the Formula RX-8s that are going to hit the track in a few moments' time. Of course, it's the final round. If you were to put this into complex here, these next few races are going to be very interesting. We've had a few championship battles going down. Of course, tomorrow's coverage will start from 9 o'clock. About 8:55 actually, with 2 races for each category tomorrow. Race 2 being the feature race, race 3 being another another sprint race. So all the feature races will be at about 25 minutes in length. All the sprint races will be 20 minutes in length. So very interesting to see what happens there. But let's head it now up to Phillip Island, the world feed covering you through this session for the Victorian State Race Series. This is round number 5, the grand finale of 2025.
Great to have you back here, and well, you're back for the finals, mate. The big gig.
I'm so excited, Daz. It's great to be here. It was genuinely just good. Like, so pumped just driving into the track and seeing it coming along. I've always loved coming back to this place, and we've got a ripping weekend on our hands, as you can see on the program there, as Daz has just walked you through. First up, we will have Formula RX-8s, who we had the pleasure of joining us at Sandown for round 4 of our state series, and they're alongside us on the grid once again as 14 Mazda RX-8s with 13B Renesas rotaries take off from the pit lane. This is going to sound sensational. It's going to look fantastic as well. Matt Dunlop is my name once again, and I've got Sam Silvestro alongside me in the box. Great to have your company.
Thanks, mate. It's absolutely fantastic to be here on such a beautiful day. This has got to be what we call our happy place, doesn't it? The racetrack on any day.
Absolutely.
Make it a habit.
And it really is gorgeous weather today for Phillip Island standards, particularly as well. We're used to getting all sorts of things thrown at us by Mother Nature in this part of the world, but this is about as good as it gets. About 21 degrees or so. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it stays like that throughout the day. And we've got a 20-minute plus 1 lap race to start us off with the Formula RX States. Unlike the rest of the categories running 3 races this weekend, Formula RX States will have 4 outings on the track, which will be awesome to see. And we have had them qualifying early this morning where Antonio Cafiso put it on pole, earning himself an extra championship points. And here's how the rest of the grid lines up. So it is Antonio Cafiso on pole next to Jackson Rice in the 37. Then behind them, we've got Justin Lewis in the number 50 and championship leader Matthew Boylett in the number 80 machine. He's got a pretty significant lead of 69 points at the moment. Can he get it done? Dominic Caminiti is behind him in 5th, and then it's Thomas Derwin, Ayrton Phillip and Amber Griffin rounding out the top 4 rows. Then we go Liam Hall, Stacey Vickers, Terence Lewis, Shad Hassan, Jacob Marr, Ross Forbes, and Michael Starr in the number 8 rounds out the grid in 15th position, Sam.
Yeah, well, Michael Starr and Terry unfortunately got penalties in qualifying, so they would have normally been a bit more up the front, so we'll be watching them try to work through the pack. Jacob Marr is running my number 55. We've had a little bit of confusion for all the number train spotters. He's normally 77, but today he's using my number in an S Sport Racing lease car, of course. And just looking at the grid there, you have to say how good all the cars look. They're all immaculately presented and looking really good. Again, maybe the sunshine's helping, but you got to admit they do look good.
They look good, whatever the conditions they are. Love these cars. Rotaries are such a brilliant part, and emotional they are. They're just such an emotional aspect of motorsport, where a lot of the time they're either outlawed or just piston engines are the way to go. Whenever you can get a rotary out on track, even just to listen to it, it's a treat to the ears, and they're brilliant at putting on fantastic shows as well in these. They look like 2 doors, but they're 4 doors, aren't they? They're a little bit deceiving with the tucked away doors behind, but they are iconic to say the least.
Oh, they've stood the test of time. You've got to remember they're over 20 years old now, but they still look sharp. And to hear them at about where they are now on the screen, when they come onto the track, flat, chat and 4th gear, they sound amazing.
The racing is going to be awesome today as well. We're going to be off to a flyer with championship leader, as I mentioned, Matthew Boylett in 4th position. So he's got a little bit of work to do, but he is going to be putting on a show, especially around this Phillip Island, this fast-flowing track, which rewards being able to string together a really good flow around here. There's a lot of passing opportunities where you wouldn't normally expect them on paper, and that's part of the reason why we love this place. And you will not be disappointed by anything you're going to be seeing on track at all. So they're all starting to grid up now. I think we've got all 15 on the grid, I believe.
Yeah, no, it looks good. They're all there. They're probably just struggling a little to find their spots because they're not.
There does look to be one car missing, actually. It's the number 75 of Shad Hassan, which I can't see unless I'm mistaken. Right. But we've got a green flag. 14 cars are on the grid. The 5-second board is up, and we're getting ready for the first race of round 5 of the Trico Victorian State Series. We're underway.
Very quick start.
Great start from Cafiso. Gets a little bit of a launch, but that number 50 behind them, that's Justin Lewis, has a rich order. Gets up the inside as they go down towards turn 1. He's made it 3 wide, and he's already slung past the leaders. So the number 50 car of Justin Lewis will take the whole shot into turn 1 here. And it's the number 26 of Antonio Cafiso, our pole sitter, who slots just in behind as they all flow through turn 1 and into the southern loop for the first time. Then it's number 37 of Jackson Rice sitting 3rd. And Matthew Boylett in the 80, our championship leader, still sitting there in P4. A lot of sideways action. Oh, there may have been some contact. I don't know, but the number 50's gone around. Hasn't been collected, but he is taking to the side of the track. So doesn't look to be any damage, but that car does not look to be running, and that is very unfortunate for Justin Lewis. My apologies.
I think he got a bit of a tail slapper, tank slapper going there, and couldn't quite catch it.
A little bit of debris falling off at the back of one of the cars there as the number 46 machine of Ant and Phillip. He locks up on the run into Miller corner there. They all slot through courtesy of our drone footage, and it looks like Lewis has gotten back underway. So no safety car, which is fantastic to see. We're going to keep racing here at Phillip Island.
Yep, no, he's moving.
They all sweep through Siberia as they head to walk over the back of the hill in anger for the first time this weekend. So and it's super close at the front.
I'd say that little incident of Justin's caused a little bit of a change of order at the front, but they'll sort themselves out pretty quickly, and a little bit of dicing still going on.
There's always a lot of chopping and changing over Lukey Heights as they duck into this Lukey Heights corner. It's a spectacular corner. Let's take a look at what happens. So there's Jason Lewis, the number 50 in the lead. We won't see what's happened there a little bit. They both get a little bit loose. I don't think they touched, but they both got unstuck on their own, I think.
Yeah, looked that way, and I can't really lay fault there. I think it was just probably a little bit of too much excitement on lap one.
Yeah, I'm hopeful there's nothing on the track now. I imagine there wouldn't be, but we'll keep an eye on that as they roll through that the second time. But as they take it to strike the first time, it is Jackson Rice in the 37 who leads ahead of Anthony Capiso. And then number 3, it's Vickers. That's the timing update. So Vickers, and then we have
that's changed again.
That's Lewis in Terrence Lewis. That is back to the 29. That's an awesome start from Terrence. They all run a little bit wide there. Jeez, it's all happening here in Phillip Island, isn't it?
Yeah. No, they're all trying hard, for sure.
They certainly are as they go through the southern loop for the second time, side by side there. Great racing all up and down. These are fantastic looking cars. And there's, as I mentioned at the top of the race here, there's just passing opportunities to be found everywhere. They're going to go grab your partner around we go here. Almost trying 3 wide into Miller corner. Massive lock up there from the number 48 machine, I believe, and they've ducked off wide. So
he was having brake issues yesterday, so that's obviously come back to haunt him, and he's had to take the access road at Honda.
Yes, so straight off there, out of the way of everybody else, which is great to see. Good having all that run off there as well. The race does thrash on up ahead, and it is still Jackson Rice leading in the number 37 machine. Got pretty handy gapping behind him as well now, just under 5 seconds at the last time they crossed the stripe. But this here is an awesome scrap down a little bit further in the field. So that's Derwent that we're seeing there.
Derwent is under pressure from Terry Lewis.
Yep.
And also from 52.
And the time of 26 is Cafiso's in that mix as well.
Sorry, Cafiso. Yep.
He's dropped back.
Normally the comments are on Harrison.
Thomas Derwent. So this is the battle for, I believe, 5th or 6th position here. So scraps all the way up and down this Formula RX8 field here at Phillip Island.
Oh, absolutely. You're right, Shad didn't get out, number 75. Shad hasn't, looks like he was a non-starter, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see he hasn't got out, but we still have 14 cars on track, putting on a fantastic show. So, lots of close action here, lots of shuffling as you mentioned. So, yes, it has been Thomas Derwent who's jumped up into second position with the number 29 of Terry Lewis behind him, and then Matthew Boyle still sitting firmly in 4th, but he does have Cafiso all over the back of him as they go through turn 1. Cafiso is going to be very keen to get himself back up to the front of the field where he started this race, but Boyle does not want to let him through. He's got a championship to win this weekend.
Look, I mentioned your name in the short. People should be able to search it.
We're having a real ding-dong at the Sandown round, if you remember. They were all over each other, so shades of that again.
They certainly were. It was awesome to have these cars going around Sandown alongside the Trico Victorian State Race Series in the back here again at Phillip Island, of course, keeping it up. That battle's keeping nice and tight a bit further back. Lots of shuffling around.
I liked your new video, by the way.
Making a couple of moves there.
Yeah, he's got a couple of spots.
Got his way past Stacey Vickers and Amber Griffin, so awesome scrap between those three for, I believe, 7th position they'll be racing for at the moment. So as they go through Siberia once again, I just can't get over how beautiful this day is at Phillip Island.
It is amazing.
Latest one.
It certainly is.
Stupid. Go away, ads. You sure? Pretty sure I did.
This time of day, but there is still a little bit of a slipstream to be gained. These RX8s might struggle to get too much of a toll on the back straight, but they are going to be shuffling around. keep an eye out as they go into the main straight once they get that momentum through the last corner to see how much of a run they can get.
Well,
Now,
Amber Griffin is definitely trying to get some slipstream going there to stay with that little pack.
100%, and I reckon Matthew Boylett's going to be trying the exact same thing here behind the number 29 car of Terence Lewis as they come into the main straight, because he's got a lot of work to do to get up in here and get back onto the podium if he possibly can, but that's looking to be a pretty tough exercise here. First place, Rice, ages away. Look at the time minute update, 7.8 seconds with the fastest lap of a 151.22. He is braming them.
Sure is. Really put a gap on them. So the scrap will come down to second, third and fourth, and Caminiti has stepped up. Look at that.
Wow, he has, but he's also gone off at the onto the runoff there at turn one. He'll be very thankful that they put that in last year for the MotoGP and Superbikes, because that's
saved him.
Coming very handy there. It's kept him in second position for now, because that looks like Derwin in the 42 trying to have a look. There goes Boylett, much faster around the inside there of Lewis. So I'm not sure if Lewis has a problem, because he's lacking speed in a massive way there. We'll keep an eye on him there to see how he tracks along. But yeah, you can see Derwin there in second, then it's Caminiti, Boylett, and
I can't
Lewis,
remember.
and I think that must actually
I know I liked one of your latest ones.
So Derwin's got back past Caminiti, which is, we missed that, but that's Caminiti's best result to date to be up this far. So he's doing really well.
He'll be very keen to keep that, but I can see that Caminiti is filling his mirrors on all sides of the car right now. Having a look around the outside of the hay shed, he's going to set himself up for a move on the inside at Lukey Heights if he keeps the car there. But Derwin is going to tuck back in front and hold on to that second position for now. So great racing between these cars.
Yeah, no, they're all really still trying, and Terry Lewis is there waiting to pounce.
Callan hates my new short.
He's got ahead of.
What one's that?
This spot here on the exit of MG is always tricky for passes, but it's a great spot to try and line yourself up here for the back straight through these last two corners. Big puff of flame out the back of that number 29 machine, which Matthew Boyle would have a fantastic view of, but I'd hazard a guess and say he's going to have a go at a slipstream all the way down this main straight here as they cross the stripe once more. We've just got under 6.5 minutes on the clock, so
that one.
3 or 4 laps left.
I like it.
As they now go side
What's wrong with
by
that
side,
one?
Boylett and the number 29 machine, and Boylett is going to go up the inside.
Has pulled that one off. Yeah,
back into that would be 4th position, I believe, based on the time, because I think Caminiti's fallen off our timing screen because he's still there in second, but he's showing us 10th on the totem. So it'll be so it's Rice in the lead from Caminiti. Rice from Derwin. Caminiti, as you can see, in third now.
No, the Andretti one.
Boylett and
Okay,
Lewis.
let me check.
But Lewis is now falling into the crutches of Cafiso as well. So a pole sitter trying to make his way back up, gets into 5th position, and if he can stick with his crew for the rest of the race, he might have a shot of getting back on the podium. I'll be very, very hopeful that he can do that if he wants any chance of a go at this championship. There are a lot of points up for grabs, 41 for the winner of each race, and the margin at the front of the point standings at the moment is only 69 points. So the top 6 do still have a shot here in the championship of getting it done today, but for a lot of those guys,
how many have you uploaded today? Is it just one?
Come true. So we've got the number 35, Stacey Vickers, who
you gained a sub.
Been having issues earlier, has indeed ducked off and is out of the race, which is unfortunate. So we do still have 13 runners on track, as this is the battle now for 3rd position. Still, no, this is the 5th position, going over the top of MG and through the last couple of corners as well.
So Caminiti dropped off, but he's got back on the pace. Terry's still dicing. They're all sort of having some strong and weak points on this track, and therefore there's a lot of passing going on in that front little bunch.
And the drivers will be spending a lot of time, I guess, learning what the guys in front of them and behind them can do, where their strengths and weaknesses are, setting up those moves a couple of laps in advance so they can make their plans. All right, when am I going to
Doing the
strike? When am I going to go?
2012 to the
As we see, this is a
2025
little bit
video of
further back
Chaz.
as well. This is
Yeah,
the
you were uploading like nearly twice a day. I can understand why you needed a break.
And it's exactly what you're saying. Mayer's trying to set Forbes up for a pass.
Yep.
And he's getting closer.
I think, wasn't it like a 3-day break or something?
Action going here.
You can see the 2 different lines. Forbes is trying to defend early as Ma has to go around the outside. He'll have to tuck back in quickly to get a slipstream if he wants any chance of getting past the turn 1. But it will be Forbes who leads that battle for 12th across the line. Is Mark going to have any bit of a chance here? I don't think he is.
I think there's a 2-day one, yeah.
Right back in
Might have been.
So great racing there. Great heads-up defence from Forbes through the last corner.
But yeah, I'm uploading twice a week now.
So.
Yep, Mayer's not giving up though. He's having another look, but it hasn't worked for him.
Forbes is making that RX8 as wide as he possibly can all the way around this Phillip Island track. It's awesome racecraft.
It is. He's definitely got the wide body model.
He certainly does.
So Rice has still run away. Boylett's tried to catch him. He's moved up to second, so he's disposed of doing it.
Brilliant run from Boylet. He's also put another fastest lap last time around of a 151.146. So he is on the charge. Yes. I'll be very keen to see how much he can chip away at that margin, which is almost 10 seconds at this point. Let's take a look. We were talking about Kennedy earlier in the number 16 car. Let's see.
Like, you're doing well on shorts. I feel like just keep doing shorts. Don't do something that Don't do something that might make you fall off. Just keep doing shorts, I feel. Because you're doing well on them. You're nearly getting nearly 1,000 views a video. So you're doing well. Like, keep doing shorts, really. And then once you feel confident with making videos, start making videos. Because, yeah, I feel like every video that I've got just gets like 1K views. Yeah, exactly. Keep doing shorts. Keep doing shorts until you feel like you've got people that consistently watch that aren't me and Callan. Then start making videos. That's sort of what I've done. That's sort of what I did, except I didn't do edits. Because I didn't know how to edit. So, yeah. Now I'm doing well with videos. I'm getting like 50 to 100 views of most videos, depending on like if it's the cable whip challenge or not. But, you know, I've got a GoPro now, so I've literally, before I started this stream, I finished recording a video on my GoPro, so yeah. Just keep doing shorts. At the moment, it's my friend Jasper and Callan and you. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Another 50 machine just ahead of, now in top 10 as you mentioned, so just behind Ed and Phillip in 9th there. So this is the battle for 4th position. That is the number 42 of Thomas Derwent there ahead of our pole sitter in the number 26 car, Antonio Cafiso. So lots of scrapping here as Cafiso...
Yeah, you gained a sub. I saw that.
Trying his darndest to get it back. He's going to be snaking all the way left and right around the back of him here. Just all
see how many views that short
got. The hay shed and through Wiki Highs, trying to set something up, as we mentioned. Just trying to flow the right line, have good momentum, and have a bit of a look where he can. And he may have unsettled Derwent there just a little bit because he has to take it very wide on the run into Lukey. They're not going to be side by side, and Derwent is still going to have the line into MG. So Derwent's going to have to... Oh, sorry.
Wow, one sub, so good.
Just in behind for now.
He's got to do it all over again.
Let's see what they do for these last couple of corners. There's going to be some very different lines here once again.
Was that sarcasm or was that... Was that truly you excited?
Having a look on the inside. He's actually side by side already as they go into the final corner. This is going to be a drag race all the way down the main straight. But he's already picked him. He's smashed him through that corner. Just had a way more pace through the last turn there. And he's comfortably got himself up into first position with a gap, in third position of that pack. With a gap of a second and a half on that.
So it was a bit of sarcasm and a bit of, oh my god, wow, I gained one sub.
Speaking of pace though, this is the number 37 machine of Jackson Rice, comfortably leading still with a margin of 8.3. So Boylet hasn't been able to take that much time out of him at all. And he's looking very tidy in that blue number 37 machine with that day glow trimming on it. Awesome looking machine here, especially in the sun at Phillip Island.
The clock's ticking down now, so if they haven't already had the last lap board, it must be just about out.
It will be imminent, so I imagine Rice will come to the line to get the last lap board this time. So this will be the penultimate lap of the race as the clock reaches 0. So still got a bit of running to go. So we're not going to be shy of any action here for the next few minutes. So don't you worry about that whatsoever. There's the number 50 machine of Lewis we touched on earlier. Who's gotten past that Phillip, so he's back into 8th position.
He does. He's got his eyes on Liam Hall in the white car.
That'll be a battle for 7th, so it's great to see the running there as they're going, and that's the number 46.
Oh.
Oh, Caminiti's off!
He's off.
Oh, he's speared straight off. He hasn't gone. He's buried it into
And I
the-
kind of suck at all of my games, so I don't really want to make videos. Yeah. I mean, I don't see much that you can do. I don't think you like doing vlogging much, either. I was going to suggest doing vlogging, as up inside goes the 50... He's going to get that move done. That's Lewis on Phillip. They're going to side-by-side out of the final corner. The game that I'm good at is Cricket 26 and AC... Oh, Assetto Corsa. I mean, if you edit the videos and you make them look, like, somewhat interesting, as Lewis and Phillip go side-by-side, it's going to be a drag race to the line as these two start the final lap now. In tucks Lewis. And, of course, Cantinelli, who was stuck there in the gravel. They're going to slipstream each other right down the back straight here. These two RX-8s into turn number 1, the banked corner of turn number 1. And they continue to make their way around the circuit. Bit of a sideways moment there for the 49 car. This is Lewis and Hall. Sorry, it wasn't Phillip, it was Hall that was side-by-side there. But yeah, probably, I would suggest definitely Cricket 26, maybe. I mean, if you have the time and the effort to, like, edit the videos, cut parts out that aren't good, then sure, do it. But if you don't want that effort, then don't do it. Just continue making shorts, because there's no point. There's no point. If you have the effort to edit the videos, then do it, sure. But, yeah, but the only people that will actually watch Cricket 26 is England and Australia, though. I'll watch it. I mean, I'll watch it. Sure. As Rice now comes over the line, he'll make his way and wins race number 1, 8.6 back from Boiler. Beautiful drive and race win for the 90. In thirds. Is Derwin able to get him? Yes, he is! And there's a problem there for the third place car. And Derwin does get him. Or I could just clip my friends. Look, that's not a bad idea. That is genuinely not a bad idea. Okay, so the RX-8's done as the rest of the cars make their way off the track. We've got about 4 minutes until the next race is underway. Probably a little bit behind on schedule due to the fact that there was actually one extra lap in this race. So, about probably 2 minutes behind on schedule, but I'm pretty sure Blendline TV will... I'll go clip you right now. Do it. Do it. I want to see it. Do it. Edit. I want to see this. I want to see this. Provisional results of the RX-8's race number 1. Jackson Rice wins over Matthew Boylett, Antonio Cufiso, Terence Lewis, Thomas Derwent, Justin Lewis, Liam Hall, Arantino Phillip, Michael Starr, and Amber Griffin, who rounds out your top 10. You just got the clipped video done. I'm guessing you've got more videos to upload before you upload that one. So do you have any more videos to upload, or are you done and you're gonna upload that one today? Have you got more videos to upload before you upload that one, or are you gonna upload that one today? Are you gonna do it with me and wait a week before you end up uploading that? I'm kidding. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, bro, I've got 2 videos that were meant to be uploaded a week ago and still haven't been uploaded. So, look, it's no problem for me. I can just click Callan on Fortnite like you did with the new video, which you made weird sounds when I did the go-car. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, of course I had to. You know, you can't just like, yeah. I just put weird sounds in the video because like, you've got to admit that lap time was a bit dookie. It was like 27. And plus, that video was recorded like 4 weeks ago. Yeah, but do you have to be special? Well, we all know I'm special, so... It was my first time ever. Yeah, well, it was recorded 4 weeks ago, okay? It was recorded 4 weeks ago. Not my problem. Not my problem. Okay, so we've got about 2 minutes until the next race is due to get underway. Are we live? Yes, this is live. Okay, good. We've got about 2 minutes until the next race gets underway, and that is Formula Ford, which I'll be commentating. So, good to see the build-up to that. Yes, improved production is on track after Formula 4. You got clipped again. Damn. So, Harrison is... Here we go, guys. Harrison's going to be here for the next 4 hours getting clips for about 10 different videos. Awesome. There you go. Harrison will be here for the next 4 hours recording clips. You just got clipped again. Huge! These are like 3 different videos, by the way. This is like 3 different videos. Harrison's going to turn this into 3 different edits as well. This is going to be insane content. Harrison, you're going to get thousands of views. You're going to get thousands of views. You're going to get thousands. I should clip Callan, you should. You should. You should. Go back to one of my going out videos. Clip him there. There was a few good clips in that one. Go back to a few of those. A few of the going out ones. I clipped you for drinking Pepsi. I'm branding Pepsi. Guys, this is Max Taste Zero Sugar Pepsi. Max Taste. Clip it. Clip it. Clip it. You can make a Pepsi edit. Huge. Pepsi edit. Okay, so Formula 4 meant to be out on track in about 20 seconds. According to my... Okay, I clipped it. Awesome. Pepsi edit. You can make an edit out of Pepsi. See how cool that is? See how cool that is, dude? It's like epic. Get thousands of views, man. Get thousands of views. Yes. I wonder if I clip that, I'll probably get sponsored. Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay, Harrison. Okay, time for about a 30-second break and we'll be back for Formula Ford. Put this in your clip, Harrison. Epic music. Look, if you were to get copyrighted, I would get copyrighted. I would be banned right now from streaming if that was copyrighted. I would be banned right now. So, I don't think you're going to get banned or copyrighted. I think you're fine. Let's run you through the Formula... Oh, not the Formula RX8. Lord have mercy. Wrong grid. But yeah, good clip. Put that in your, Put that in your bloody... You've got 2 shorts worth of clips now. Huge. Absolutely huge. If I get copyrighted for clipping, I'm going to get absolutely pissed. You're not going to get copyrighted for clipping. You're probably just going to get copyrighted for me playing that music. Or you should... No, Harrison. If you're worried about getting copyrighted, don't put it in there. Brain. Big brain. Formula 4 is out on track now. Making their way around. Of course, these cars do use treaded tyres, so they're grip limited. They're open wheeler grip limited cars. Ugh. Stomach be over. Oh. Clip that. I'm gonna put in title Whinge Feeney at it. Please do, I would laugh. Yes, you're gonna go. Yes. Title Whinge Feeney. Okay. Formula 4 now lining up on the grid. Oh, Lord, we're 3 minutes behind. How the heck did we lose so much time? We are 3 minutes behind. Lord have mercy. Okay, so Formula 4 now lining up on the grid. Ready to take the start. We are due for improved production at 1:50 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, and that's in 26 minutes. This race is scheduled to go for 20 minutes, but I reckon if Blendline TV have brains, they will cut this race 3 minutes. If they have brains. But if they don't have brains, then they're going to be 5 minutes behind schedule. So yeah, we love to see it. Okay, we're about to get Formula 4 now underway. And watch for the green flag at the back of the grid. There were a few cars that crashed out in qualifying, meaning we will not have those cars out on the grid. Let's go. Green flag at the back. Watch for the lights. And it's go for Formula 4 car there. Further back, stalling just slightly on the grid. They're 3 wide and slipstream will now become a play. There's a car also on the back row of the grid that is stalled as they make their run now down up into turn number 1. Who will take the lead as Harry McGill takes the lead into turn number 1. Very nicely done. The number 28 car leads into turn number 1 and up through 2 now and into Forest Corner, turn 3. On the exit, use the ripple strip, and now making their run up the back straight for the first time. The 23 in second as they make their run through the fast left, and now into the hairpin now goes the cars for the first time. As being now struggled is the 94 up the inside, side by side, and a few cars there squabbling for position here on lap number 1. Confirmation this race has been cut down by 3 minutes due to the slight delay to the start of this race of about 5 minutes. So it's been cut down about 3 minutes this race. So we have a bit of time for a break as well. But a good start from all these cars. And yes, this race has been cut down by 3 minutes. You should see a new video then You should see a new video than I just made 2 seconds ago. Oh, you made a new video 2 seconds ago? Damn. That's impressive. That is very much impressive. Line astern top, first, second, third, fourth, and even fifth line astern as they make their run now up through the right-hander. And this race has been cut down as well. It's been cut down to 15 minutes, and we've gone yellow, and I think that's because of a car that is stalled on the grid. Williams, Fawcett, and Everett, who lead P1, P2, and P3. Of course, this is in the pro class. Williams, Fawcett, and Everett. And then Birch, Rowe, Bellick, Johnson, Hertz, James Ambrose, who sits in 10th, Geely, Davidson, Torrey, Fitzgerald. Just look at the thumbnail now. Okay, let's take a look at the thumbnail. Just take a look at the thumbnail. Let's take a look. Oh. What is that photo? It looks like I'm drunk. That photo looks like I'm... Oh, flippin' heck. Flippin' heck. Out of all the bad things that could have happened today. Hey, it's already got 1 view. Huge. It's absolutely huge. The Walkinshaw video doesn't seem to have done very well. Damn. RIP. RIP indeed. 11.5 minutes to go as safety car has been deployed. So this will put us back on schedule. here with the shortened Formula Ford race. This will put us back on time due to the fact that we did start about 5 minutes late. Should have not made that face. Oh, you shouldn't have put it in the thumbnail. Shouldn't have put it in the thumbnail. Not my fault. Not my fault. The Aston Martin safety car is out on track as it makes its way into the hairpin and following all the cars behind. Now, Williams leads the championship at the moment by 24 points back to Evernet. And it's actually quite good that he's leading this race. Of course, there are other categories as well. The Pro-Am class led by Torti, who sits in 11th. At the moment, leading that class in the championship is Fitzgerald in that Pro-Am class. So, watch out for him making his way through the field. Safety car is in this lap. Motorsport Australia has done a beautiful job at recovering the 76 car off the grid. I'm going to find another face of you and Callum, just putting it in my thumbnail. I really should start making thumbnails, shouldn't I? I really should. But Motorsport Australia has done a beautiful job as we have now got these cars back out on track. And this will mean that technically we'll finish this race at 1:41 local time. And we'll be able to get maybe an extra lap or two in, which will be quite good indeed. The Fawcett leads us down into the hairpin. He goes. And it won't be for the first or the last time either. As they make their way through the left hand of the final corner, the long sweeping left, go the cars. And it will be up to Fawcett as to whether or not he puts his foot to the floor. Does he put his foot to the metal? Not yet. He's definitely holding this. He's trying to catch Williams off guard, but I don't think he's doing so very well. The ACMF car is up to the challenge. He's left it as late as possible. And he's put pedal to the metal and is go, 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 go for Formula Ford for the second time in 2025. And for the last, not for the last, the second last time, as everybody slipstreams up into turn number 1. Side by side, Williams and Fawcett trying to get the move done. Evernet sitting there in 3rd. This is huge for the championship if Evernet can get by Williams. I should do a KFC edit. You totally should. You totally should. It would help. It would help. It would help. It wouldn't help for people that are hungry right now, but you know. Williams, Evernet sit 2 and 3, and they're 1 and 2 in the championship. At the moment, Williams leads by 24 points. He's been winning a lot of races lately. Up the inside now goes Rowe on Burchat. Can he get the move done? He certainly does. He's got the move done. Rowe up the inside, and that is move done. And he's moved himself up into P4 now. And chasing down Evernet. And by the way, you said 2025. It's 2026. In my shorts? Or did I say that in a video? Because if I said it in a video, then that probably means I made that last year. That probably means I made it last year. Was it a short or was it this stream? Was it this stream? Was it this stream that I said that? Because, yeah, I don't know why I said 2025. If I said 2025, I apologize for that. I do. As meanwhile, we have our race leaders sit line as stern. This is Ballack and Ambrose in the Pertec. You said it just now. Whoops. Breaking the slipstream is our race leaders, and Williams is taking the lead. With 7 minutes to go, he's taking the lead. They're going to be side by side into turn number 1. P3 and P4 side by side. That's Everett and Rowe. I think Rowe has taken the position. He's just overtaken Burchett. And now he's on a move. He said it was the second race of 2025. Well, technically, this is the second last race of 2025. 2026. So this is the second last race of the season. So sorry if I said 2025. Fawcett now back up the inside. Williams covering off Fawcett. Looking around the outside at the hairpin. Not going to happen. He covers off that position. 6.5 minutes to go. Williams leads. In quite a mildly fashion as well. Line of stern now. Williams just genuinely cannot seem to break that slipstream the way he'd like to. He's actually not able to break it at all. It was sideways into the hairpin under brakes. Goes 4 set, and I nearly thought he lost that. 2025 was 5 days ago, buddy. Well, this is the last race of the year, then. Last race of the season. Last race of the round. Second last race of the round. Too bad. 4 set now, pulls out, and he's going to look for a move. The side stream will just be able to get him. They're 3 wide now as they make their way into turn number 1. Evernet trying to look around the outside. It's not going to happen. Williams takes the lead, or is it 4 set? Bit of contact between the two, and I guess who's taking the lead there? It's Evernet now who's taking the lead over Williams in 4 set. It's in P3, Rowan P4, and Burchett in P5. What a race this has been for Formula Ford. These open wheeler cars is now 4 set, looks down the inside into the hairpin. Who's going to be late on the brakes? It's going to be 4 set, side by side into the hairpin, round the outside. Continues to stick Williams in the ACMF car. 3 wide, Everett looking for a move as well. Rowan just sitting there in the background, also looking for a move. It's nearly a 6-car battle pack for the win, or even for the lead, with 4 minutes and 51 seconds to go. What a battle this has been. And meanwhile, for Pro-Am honours, it is Davidson and Torty that's taking a bit of a battle here. And just about 0.2 separating each other. But what a battle for the lead that has been. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go. And it's absolutely being turned on in Formula Fords for the second last race of the season. Now, up the inside now goes 4 set. Side by side with Williams. Sorry, this is Evernet who's taking the lead. Evernet, side by side. Williams. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Evernet now makes it 3 wide. It's going to be 4 wide into turn number 1. Who's made that 4 wide? It's Rowe. It's Rowe that's made it 4 wide. Nearly 5 wide into turn number 1. Evernet takes the lead. Williams in third. They're 3 wide into turn number 2. There's absolutely zero way this has just made it happen. Turn 1, Phillip Island. I've never seen even legend cars go 5 wide into turn number 1. I haven't even seen that from legend cars and Formula Ford cars. These young drivers have definitely made 5 wide possible into turn number 1 here at Phillip Island. They're 3 wide into the hairpin. Williams has dropped back into third. They've made contacts there. Everett who leads. Williams and 4 set have just made contact. Wheel to wheel they go. I'm going to have no voice by the end of this. This is absolutely insane. Everett who continues to lead. Williams sticks second. 4 set third. And Rowe who's looking for an opportunity, but it's not happening. Burchett who sits in P5. Meanwhile, James sits 3.5 seconds back. And it's on in Pro-Am as well. They're 3 wide as well. In 2. And the car 40, that's Davidson, who's just made a bit of a mistake under brakes into the hairpin. Wow. What battle this has been in both classes here in Formula Ford. Torty leads by 500ths in Pro-Am. And it's on in the Pro class as well. Sideways goes 4 set. Side by side with a Rowe as well. 4 set and Rowe side by side. Rowe grabs the position up into P3. Meanwhile, Burchett trying to look for a move. Rowe will sideways out of the final corner. How can you possibly flip and heck and think of that? This is insane battling in the Formula Ford category. Wow. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. What racing this has been. They were 6 wide. 1 lap ago. 6 wide. Oh, I have no voice. I normally have no voice at the end of an F1 race, but this is an end of a bloody feature series race. 1 minute 55 seconds to go. Can we see 3 wide once more? 3 times in a row into the hairpin. No, it's only 2 wide, but still 4 set looking to make a struggle out of Everett round the outside there. 2 wide contact wheel to wheel and nearly got off the road. Nearly forced 4 set off the road. Rowe up into P2 and he's taking advantage of this. He's very much taking advantage. Sorry, it's Williams who's moved up into P2. And Rowe, I think with that wheel to wheel contact, has dropped back into P3. Williams in P4. Everett continues to lead. Side by side, meanwhile, Everett and 4 set. Can they make it work? Fawcett looks around the outside. Can he get the move done? No, he cannot. Everett keeps the lead. Rowan P3, who's just overtaken Williams. It's all happening here in Formula Ford. Meanwhile, Burchett and Williams continuing to go side by side. Out of the hairpin they go, getting the traction down, getting the rubber to the ground. It's not going to happen, surely. Surely as they make the run onto the front straight. Everett continues to lead. 300 separates the two. These two have been tongue and nail all race. And for the third final time in this one, they're going to go side by side into turn number 1. Yes, boys. 2 by 2, nearly 3 by 3 into turn number 1. Their line is stirred 2 by 2. Williams looks around the outside. Everett as well is right there. Right there, not budging is Everett. This has been absolutely insane. And off the nail goes these two, side by side, still into turn number 2. Okay, I gotta go. I have to go eat my 10-minute noodles. Oh, what epic racing this has been. Side by side, still into the hairpin. Wow. Fawcett continues to stick third. Williams sticks to the outside. This will be the final lap. There's still one more lap of this, ladies and gentlemen. Still one more lap. They were 3 and 4 wide into turn number 1. They've calmed it down a little bit, but Lord have mercy. That is insane racing. You've got clipped. Bye-bye. Yes, please turn that. Please turn that into a short. That is so good. That is so good for feature series racing. Title it Travis's best commentary. Or Formula Ford puts on action. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Williams sticks right up in behind. And I can tell you this much. Last lap, this is not going to end. Let me 100% assure you, this race is not ending until it's completely over. Williams continues to go side by side. They're 3 wide. 3 wide once more. Fawcett pulls out. They're 3 wide. Who's going to take the lead here? Everett on the outside. Everett on the inside on the racing line. Fawcett on the marbles on the outside. Williams continues to stick to the outside and sideways off the road. Williams once more. Wow, he's not giving up. He's certainly not giving up, and I'm off my chair. Wow. I'm hanging on for dear life. Williams. Now back to the outside, back to the inside. He's looking for him. If it's just not happening. Anywhere he looks, side by side. Hairpin. Who's going to be late under brakes? Who is it? It's going to be Everett late under brakes. The inside run, the outside is not the cleanest part of the circuit. Fawcett. Wow. Side-by-side action, I think probably the biggest margin we've seen all race has been 0.2 of a second. But after an epic race, Everett is just going to take the win by, I think, millimetres as they will make their run to the line. Second final corner, side-by-side Williams. Everett has the inside run once more. Is there going to be bumping and grinding into the final corner? Are we going to see it into the second hairpin onto the circuit? Late under brakes. It's going to be Williams who takes the lead. They were side by side for nearly 3 corners. They were side by side for 3 corners. And Fawcett is going to have a look at Williams here. This is certainly not over for P2. P2 on track is not over. But Everett at the hairpin has taken the lead and will take the win in Formula Ford. They're side by side. Drag race 3 wide. Oh my God. 3 wide, the margin at the line is 0.08 of a second. It's not over until it's over. Our timing screen says it's Williams, but I don't think that's true. Is it true? Williams, Everett, and Fawcett were 3 wide up to the line, and I think Fawcett looked for it. But meanwhile, the battle in Pro-Am has calmed down. Torsi will take the win in Pro-Am. I have no voice left. My palms are sweating. Oh my God. Wow. Oh, wow. I have no voice left. And I am meant to commentate. Improve production still. Please. I have no voice left. This was the battle in Pro-Am off the road. off the road. Car 40, who was battling Torty, off the road. Wow. Oh my God, that is the best racing we will see in Formula Ford. We've got 8 minutes until the next support race is underway. What a race.
All the way up and down the track. The last few stragglers are just crossing the line. That's the 47.
Adrian Wilkinson there coming home in P13, P4 in the Kent class. Frank Harris and Jason McGrath, followed by Richard Davison there, who will be kicking himself after that. Did such a good job in qualifying, 4-speeding in the Hewland gearbox.
Okay, let's take a look at those results. Kobe Williams, Lachlan Everett, Joe Fawcett, Jamie Rose, Seth Burchett, Bradley James, Jared Hurst, Tabitha Ambrose, Caleb Belloc, who sits in P9, and Andrew Torty, who took the Pro-Am category right to the line. It was 0.00082 of a second that separated the top 3 cars. That is absolutely insane. Jamie Rowe in P4, Seth Burkett, Bradley James, Jared Hurst, Tabitha Ambrose. We have Craig Arnold, Peter Fitzgerald, Adrian as well. What an absolute race. What a race. What a race we've just seen here. What a race. Best you will probably see in a long flippin' time on the Blendline TV channel. Best race I've seen in a while. They were 5 wide. 5 wide into turn number 1. That is insane. What a race from Formula Ford. I'm going to take a break. We'll be back for improved production in a few moments' time. It turns out that the break that was going to happen is not on yet, so I suppose I will wait because the ad break that's playing is copyright. I don't exactly want to get copyrighted. But yeah, what a race. Harrison has clipped probably the best part of the race, so he's going to turn that into a short probably. Most likely. But yeah, what a race. What a race. Trico supporting this weekend. But yeah, I'm going to take a break and I'll be back for improved production.
Domino's is delivering a blast from the past with a flavour flashback combo. Get a large chicken Monaco, large classic Italian, a garlic bread, and 1.25 litre drink from just $29 bigger. Hurry, limited time only at Domino's.
This spring
Millie, you okay?
comes a horror
Millie?
that can't be unseen.
Callan, don't say that.
I'll tell you what, Formula Ford is going to be a hard act to follow, but let's give it a red-hot go with the Prestige Hino improved production cars. And let's have a look at the grid as they're all on the formation lap. It's a familiar face on the top there, Adam Poole. He's been away here from improved production in Victoria for a short while, but in an ominous sign for what might be to come in November, he has rocked to a pole position here. He starts off the front row alongside Jared Tox. Andrew Butcher's flying the BMW flag pretty proudly. He's managed to get himself up to P3.
Because he said 6-7. I'm not having that. It was only 10 seconds anyway.
Into 5th and 6th.
with Ian McLennan, who's very much in the state championship points hunt in 7th, and Royce Lyon's little BMW in 8th.
It'd be the same if you said it.
Of the under 2 litre cars here this weekend, he's managed to get himself to an outright 9th position, and he's the first of the under 2 litres in class, ahead of Mark DeFarnas. Brett Lehman, another man who's in the overs points contention, starts 11th. And Brett Porter in the little Honda Civic in 12th. From Peter Dixon and Larry Merrifield, Andrew Tickner and Andrew Barstow. And as we go over the page, Callum Jensen in the Peugeot, John Perkins, who once again is in the Bruce Henley borrowed RX-8 in 18th, car number 67. Steve Johnston, all the way from the Northern Territory, in a bit of a warm-up for him for the Nationals in November, starts out at 19th, with Brett Harris in the Falcon in 20th. Andre Noy is in 21st, and then we get to the XLs, which are becoming a really nice little addition to improved production. Lee Seelenmeyer in 22nd, ahead of Travis Mitchie and Carly Fleming in 24th. And then over the page, it's Dallas Harvey and Peter Fleming rounding out the 5 XLs at the back of the field. There is one car that didn't take part in qualifying this morning. That is Matt Logan, the championship leader. If he gets that car going, he will be off the rear of the grid, and it's going to be a bit of a difficult task for him to get through the field and try and salvage some very valuable points for this last round of the Trico Victorian State Circuit Racing Championships. My name is Steve DeVries. Opposite me is a man who's won the Victorian State Championship on multiple occasions, and it was so popular with him here last time at Sandown. He's joined us again at Phillip Island. Luke Gretschkumbo, welcome back to commentary.
G'day there, Steve. G'day, everyone. Thanks for inviting me back. I had a bit of fun at Sandown. Again, I'll start with the same intro. I wish I was out there. But, we're just waiting on some bits for our car. Our pistons turned up on Thursday, and it obviously wasn't going to get put together overnight this time. So, yeah, I thought I'd join you in the commentary box.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you. And as we said a little while ago now, it's getting ever closer. The Improved Production Nationals right here at Island Magic in a little over 2, or little under 2 months' time, we should say. In a lot of drivers using this very round as a hit out and a preparation for what is to come in November. So that's why you're seeing the likes of Adam Poole here. It's why you're seeing Steve Johnston here and a couple of others that haven't been out all season long. They're using this as a shakedown. They've got no business in the Victorian State Circuit Racing title race, but they might influence the outcome in certain circumstances. We will wait and see.
We sure will. I'm just trying to have a look. Did Matt Logan make it out there or not?
I'm looking at the back.
That's his headlights.
I'm just waiting to see him up the back. It's a very big possibility. If he is, he's on the left-hand side of the grid there on your screen as you see it, just next to where the green flag is being waved. I think he may have made it. There's an odd number of cars out there. We're about to find out. Let's get the Prestige Hino Improved Production cars underway. And right away, off the start-finish line, the pole man, Adam Poole, left a big set of licorice straps on the pole position starting grid. That gave the ascendancy to Jared Tonks, and they're going to run side by side into turn number 1. But the big TRP Ductwork Monaro powers ahead and surges back to the front of the queue by turn 1. So it might have been a little bit of a lackluster start, but he gathered it up pretty quickly.
Yeah, the initial launch, it had a bit of wheel spin, but I think by the time he sort of controlled that and grabbed second gear, it's up and bolted, and away we all go. This is going to be a pretty fast-paced race at the front, I reckon.
Certainly has.
Butchers the inline 6 among the V8. There's a cat among the pigeons here.
I was about to say, that is exactly the cat amongst the pigeons. Sort of fighting with, I guess in his case, 2 cylinders tied behind his back.
Yeah, fair weight advantage there too for him. So it's going to be good to see if he can keep on. He was lightning fast in qualifying and was tantalisingly close to the Island Magic win last year. So it'll be interesting to see how he can punch on with these guys.
What a great shot from turn number 4, Miller Corner. Used to be named Honda Corner, with the drone shot there with the Blendline TV right above the apex of the corner. You can see there as well as a couple of drivers that have been out of position that are starting to make their way through the field. You can see this is one of them in the championship hunt. Just in the back here, the Icon tiling entry of Brett Lehman. He's just trying to round up the current front runner in under 2 litre in Rick. Hal. So he's now coming up the top and over Lukey Heights as just cutting away briefly there. We saw Danny Timewell going through MG corner. And here's Andrew Butcher, the man you just mentioned, was a couple of cylinders down. Of course, he's the 6-cylinder BMW against all the front-running V8s at the moment. Right behind him,
Cade Lehman, the tribute livery based on the 888 Commodores of years gone past. It's a favourite livery of his, and since he told me down the pit lane, he had no sponsors moving forward, so he said, well, why not put something on the car that I'm actually going to like staring at? So that's precisely what he's done.
It's a great looking car, and it's nice to see that. If you don't have a sponsor, I think if you can wrap your car in something you're passionate about, for me personally to be the golden child, so if I'm ever not sponsoring, that's what mine will look like. But anyway, how's this? Royce Lynn having a good run here with Brett Lehman. That car was, I was standing on the pit wall on Friday in the wet watching it, and he was having a crack off the final corner there. It was all wheel spin and sideways. It was good fun to watch.
I'll tell you what, that's the big disparity between Friday practice yesterday and today. Two completely different sets of conditions.
It was. The guys only got sort of the Arvo session. The fourth session yesterday was dry, so a bit difficult to get a real read on where your cars are. Reliability problems there everyone's trying to sort out, as unfortunately you can see for Matt Logan didn't get a proper run at testing that new engine of his.
No, well, he had a bit of those issues this morning, and he seems to have managed to sort them out. So some throttle issues didn't get him out for qualifying, but he has moved up the order. Just looking to see where he is. He's currently 16th, so started 27th. He's moved himself up to 16th. So just picking his way slowly through the field as he is able to do so. Andrew Butcher now down the inside of Danny Timewell at MG corner, so that brings him back up to third place, which is where he started. So that's one of the difficult things. I guess you said you've got your heavy horsepower cars off the start-finish line. They're able to put their power down. They can sort of march away a bit quicker than Andrew can off the start line. But then, with the weight advantage that Butcher's got and the handling of that BMW, he's able to catch up through the corners. He's able to put that move on. Now for him, it's about scampering away a little bit and trying to make sure he's got that buffer. By the time he gets to turn one, which is right now, he actually has been able to head off the charge of Danny Timewell, so he's able to keep that position and now pull away a bit more through the corners.
You're exactly right. And I think as the race goes on, we've got 9.5 minutes left. I think that car will look after its tyres a lot better, and I wouldn't be surprised towards the end of the race if you start to have a nip at Jared, but time will tell, because at Island Magic last year, that's exactly what happened. So history could repeat itself here.
I'll tell you what, speaking of Island Magic, for Andrew Butcher, going back quite a while when he actually had the previous BMW that he used to own, which is now running around in New South Wales. He was the big beneficiary. Then he earned himself his first Matthew Flinders plate by virtue of the two South Australians falling off the road within about a lap of each other. It was Scott Cook first, and then it was Adam Poole second. And it was just a couple of small little things that, you know, you don't expect to go wrong here. You don't expect the tyre to delaminate. You don't expect the $2 part to fail. But, you know, when you're in the game, you're in the game right until the very end.
And that's the fun of motorsport, isn't it? You just don't know what's going to happen. I'm not a betting man, but there's one thing I definitely would never bet on. It's motorsport. Good little battle here with Cade and Macca. Macca needs all the points he can get for the championship, but unfortunately we can only cast our minds back to Sandown. I think there'll be no desperate moves here for this weekend, so hopefully he can get by and get some extra points.
Well, that's a bit of a sore point still for both the two of these guys on screen and you here as well, isn't it, after what happened to Sandown earlier in the year? The old scathisms all came out of, they're all off, basically, at turn number 9 when there was a big concertina down there. If you haven't gone back and seen that on the very first round of this year's broadcast, you can go back and watch it. But talk to us about Ian McLennan, because there's been a bit of a race against time with that car to actually get a bunch of stuff fixed on it after qualifying.
Yeah, so had an oil pressure alarm through qualifying, and so we've pulled the oil pump out of it, pulled it apart and checked it, and a few other little bits and pieces, and looks like he's got the move done on Cade into turn 1. I'm just looking down the hill, but we basically fired that car up pretty much as they were getting called to the grid, so hopefully it's going all right. He's looking like he's out there. What's going on here with these guys?
Tell you what, Royce,
little battle.
Tell you what, this did happen. Royce Lyon just went right around the outside of turn 1 against the little under 2 litre car there of Reese Howell. That was a brilliant move by the driver aboard the number 4 BMW. And it looks like there's a little bit of, you might be having a little bit of a go here at Peter Dixon's Monaro, the big heavier Monaro, through some of these corners in the not too distant future. They're trying to chase down the 33 and Mark DeFarnis here. A little bit of word coming through. Maybe there might be a little bit of a tyre rub or something going on there with the 33. We didn't hear in qualifying, but he actually blew the right rear tyre coming through Stoner Corner, which is turn 3.
Yeah, it ripped the rear bar off it. I was standing at turn 4. It was interesting to watch, but we gathered it up and got it back fixed. But yeah, I did catch a little whiff of smoke there. Hopefully there's no major problems with it.
Yeah, maybe it's just a little bit of something overhanging from having to get that tyre replaced and just fix up everything underneath the rear of that the number 33.
What happens if my dad starts Tai Chi tomorrow.
How old is your father?
He is 56.
Oh, perfect. By the end of September, you won't even recognize him.
But what if he hasn't worked out in years?
That's even better. Tai Chi was made specifically for beginner men, 40 plus.
Isn't the gym better?
After 50, the gym breaks you. Tai Chi heals your body and make you lose weight faster than in your 20s.
Does he need any equipment?
No, his body is enough. Just do it for 9 minutes a day and see your body get younger.
So how to start?
Click the link, get the app, and start
Commodore. I'll tell you what, Royce giving a red hot go here. This is brave, right around the outside at the top of Lukey Heights. It'll put him in the position to come down the inside here at turn number 10, and he gets that done. That's reminiscent of what Kobe Williams just did in the previous race in Formula Ford. That's a brilliant decision to go around there. But this is where it's tricky, and this is what we're talking about for the little BMW. The same way we're talking about Andrew Butcher. Now you've got to scamper away. You've got to run and hide, because the big Monaro is going to come after you with its big horsepower down the start-finish line. And I'll tell you what, it's not a smart decision there from Reece Howell to try and go around the outside of the big Monaro as well, because look at this. This is where it all happens. Big horsepower advantages straight back past the little BMW goes Peter Dixon. So not a bad idea to try and go around and pick up a position there, but just did not have enough real estate to be able to insulate himself by the time they got to turn 1. He might have now, fully out sideways, right side, he's in the weeds, and he just pushed the envelope a little bit too much going into turn number 2, and he drops a bunch of spots as a result. Lehman goes through, Howell goes through. It was Dixon who retained the spot, and Brett Porter goes through as well. Brett's nice and close to the rear of Reece Howell here. There was a big disparity in qualifying between the two of them. There's no big disparity now. They are almost nose to tail in a couple of spots here, fighting tooth and nail for this under 2 litre class honours with Peter Dixon mixed up in between.
Sure is. It's a tricky little break there. It's tricky in that you go through one and it's fast, and you keep the car to the left. You've got to stop the car in a straight line as you can. That car's got a bit of smoke coming off the right rear of it. It's very easy to pitch a brake into turn 2 and run wide. We've all done it. It's not, whoever the first, not the last.
It's one of those corners as well where you can take sort of 2 or 3 different lines, can't you? You can sort of keep it tight, you can sort of double apex the corner, you can start out wide and cut down late, so it's all about driver preference. But if you push it a little bit too much, you see that mistake happen, and as you said, it's a very, very easy thing to do because it's such a tricky corner.
Yeah, and the different sort of lines down there, they're all very subtle. It just depends on maybe whether your car's heavy, light, front wheel drive, rear wheel drive. There's no right or wrong way down there for certain cars, but this is a part of improved production. You know, look, the weight differences and all the advantages as we watch how we try to go around the outside of Brett Lehman. Brett Lehman will probably walk away from him down the straight, and then I'm sure through turn 2 and 3 he'll be back together as Danny Timewell.
No! Danny Timewell, big smoke from the rear of the number 11. Looks like the engine may have expired on the VF Commodore. That's a big plume of smoke there coming out of Southern Loop. And he's going to park that up somewhere on the left-hand side of the circuit, I'd imagine. That is a massive shame. He was running in 4th place at the time. There he is.
I know they had an issue with, I think it was the gearbox or the diff seal in that car in qualifying was smoking. Fingers crossed it's the same, but there is evidential smoke coming out of the pipes, so the exhaust pipes, so that's a worry. Hopefully it's not as thermal as it looks, but I've got grave fears for that engine.
Yep, I certainly agree with you on that one. Not what you wanted to see at this stage of the game, and not only that, not this stage of the things to be seen when it comes to the improved production nationals. If that is an engine that's gone, that is a lot of hours to rebuild that and get it ready to go again.
And in amongst the smoke there, I did notice that Cade Lehman jumped back in front of Macca. I wonder if there was some oil there, or Macca's made a mistake, or Cade just had a really good run as we got a safety car boards and flags.
Yeah, we do, and that's also cruel, this little impact here as well, because Butcher's going to go around the outside of Jared Tonks, so I think has backed off because of seeing the safety car boards and flags. Oh, big moment for that Lee Seelenmeyer. Just had a bit of a moment going through the final corner there. Now, the big question is, Andrew Butcher was right on the tails of Jared Tonks going through the last couple of corners. He has gone through to P number 2, and I'm not 100% sure if that move was done before the yellow flag came out. And Reece Howell as well. Oh dear. So the leading contender in under 2 litre looks like he is out of business as well. Something has gone wrong with the the man from Bendigo, and for his Honda Civic.
That's a shame because with only 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, I'd say that'd be the end of this race under safety car.
Yeah, I'd agree at this stage. That looks like that's the way it's going to be.
Oh, I feel for Danny and that crew. They've had a rough trial of it the last couple of years with a couple of accident damages, and they've been working hard to develop this engine, and they've got it on song. I was standing on the roof yesterday, and it was swinging. It sounded so good down the front straight.
Well, here's that move. So it was happening right as the yellow flags were being shown. Oh, look at Lee Sillimer. That was all on his own. Just had a bit of fistles of opposite lock, but being a front-wheel drive car, you just stand on the accelerator pedal, and that's all you can do.
That's 100 amp slap. He needs one of the knobs you have on a forklift for that thing there. That's incredible. Good car control together and back up.
Massive big car control. Well, I mean, it's difficult for us to judge that pass with Andrew Butcher and Jared Tonks there at turn number 12. We'll have to let the officials sort that one out. It will put a dampener on this race. I agree with you, Luke. It probably will be the end of proceedings with being under safety car now. But let's just take a little bit of stock while we can. Let's just have a look at where the
I'm 65 and today I'm trying my first Tai Chi workout. Hope it works. This is me after 2 months of Tai Chi. I feel younger and stronger than in my 30s.
Make it a habit. 7 minutes of Tai Chi every morning, all the way for 1 month. In 1 week, you feel better. In 2 weeks, you look better. In 1 month, your husband won't believe your results. Here's a printable Tai Chi workout plan made for women over 50. These beginner-friendly exercises take just 7 minutes a day. Tai Chi helps women feel lighter, relieve back pain, and wake up with more energy every day. It's more than a workout. It's a game changer for your health and longevity. Get your printable and follow along.
The title runners are in the point standings at the moment. So Matt Logan was the leader of the Victorian State Circuit Racing Championship point score coming into the round. He had 211 points. He started off the rear and he has gotten as far as 12th. So that's not too bad. So before we go back to the points, let's have a look back to Danny Timo. Oh, let go right in front. Who's that? Is that in front of Milano?
I reckon he started the ton oil there because Damien had a big slide on that.
Yeah, you can see the reaction from the 88 just as he went round the corner and just got a face full of smoke. And yeah, he had to grab that pretty quickly. So good car control from Damien Milano.
Damien, that's for sure down there.
Absolutely. So Matt Logan has gotten up from the back of the grid to 12th. So that's where he's going to sit at the moment. You've got Ian McLennan, who was second in the point standings, who's 23 points behind with 188. He's currently sitting in 5th place, and then Brett Lehman's currently sitting in 7th. Brett was a further 30 points behind Ian McLennan. So just going to punch those into the standings at the moment, just so we can get a rough idea of where everything sits. And if it stays the way that it is now, Ian McLennan will have actually closed the gap from 23 points to 10. So tightens it up quite comprehensively going into the final 2 races of the weekend. And then the margin for Brett. Brett's actually made a net gain over Matt Logan, but he's still in a further 34 points behind Ian McLennan if it stays the way that it is. We, of course, don't know what's going to happen with anything else in this race as they're dispatching the recovery vehicles from the pit lane. But that's how it would sit right now.
Going to make it an exciting day tomorrow. It's so much fun, especially now we've got the blend line coverage, and you can really it's the spectacle of this racing series now, isn't it? We get to watch you watch all your mates running around, and you've got close battles all year, and then it comes down to tomorrow. 10 points for an entire season of racing. There's going to be 10 points between the 2 main title protagonists.
I tell you what, it'd be one of the closest fights in improved production in the Victorian State Circuit Racing Championships that we've seen for quite some years, I think, in terms of that's how it's going to go down. And I'll tell you what, Trico have put their name to a series that continues to deliver here in Victoria. Great to have them on board, along with all the corporate partners this year, along with 888 Home Loans, Karting Madness, and all the other corporate partners that have come on board throughout various stages of the year.
Yeah, speak on every competitor and pretty much in this series, I'm sure that we're very appreciative to have them on board. It keeps the cost of everyone going racing down as much as we can. You know, we couldn't afford to have the blend line coverage as we could, and any support we can get for these sponsors is really beneficial to the series. So if you're out there and you can use the services of any of these sponsors, please do, because it'll keep them on board for next year, and that's exactly what we need, because it's a fantastic series to be a part of and to watch, and it's we need to preserve it.
Absolutely. A big thank you, of course, as well to Prestige Hino, Melbourne's most awarded Hino dealer, for the ongoing sponsorship they've offered to improve production over the last couple of years. Along with Kerrison Design and Mechanical Service, you've got Pro Cut Tree Services along there as well. You've got Autosport, who have jumped on this year. Great to have them on board. They've also sponsored the IPRA Bathurst Cup earlier this year. And then, of course, Yokohama and Traction Tyre Centre have been a fixture in the paddock for the better part of the last 25 years. It's a checkered flag finish behind the safety cars. So a win to Adam Poole, a little bit of a canter in the end. He had a good, healthy margin before the safety car has pulled up the field. Andrew Butcher across the line in second, ahead of Jared Tonks in third, and then Damien Milano fourth. Now, I'm just having a bit of a look here. There's just because we've got the two Lehmans obviously as well. I'm just going to look at the car numbers before we go too far. So Cade Lehman in fifth, and then Ian McLennan in sixth, Mark DeFanis seventh, then Brett Lehman in eighth. So don't get those two confused. And then you've got Peter Dixon was ninth, and Brett Paul.
Guys, the internet isn't interneting. So
Porter has been given the under 2 litre honours win there in 10th by virtue of Reece Howe coming to a stop in roughly the same spot as Danny Timewell on the run to Stoner Corner, turn number 3. Royce Lyon over the page there in 11th. Andrew Tickner had a decent run there. He moved up the field to 12th. But Matt Logan there on 13th. He was showing as 12th on the order, so we'll have to just replug him in there for 13th as it sits, and we'll see what happens. Callum Jensen in the little Peugeot. He's the second outright there in unders, just ahead of Larry Merrifield. Andrew Barstow in the VW Golf. John Perkins in the RX-8. Steve Johnson's VP Commodore, Brett Harris in the Falcon, and Andre Noy in the Falcon there in 20th. Travis Mitchie gets the honours in the XLs, or the under 1600s little class that we've got going here in Victoria, ahead of Lee Seelenmeyer, Carly Fleming, Dallas Harvey and Peter Fleming. And then your 2 retirees at the back. One looks like it's been towed in, and the other, sadly, is going on the flat.
That's an ominous sign that the car's leaking oil, because it's still out all 4 corners on it. So normally if they can, they flat tow them. So they normally lift tow them if there's a risk they're going to be leaking oil. So
yeah, I agree with you. There probably will be a little bit of a clean-up effort down there as well, so we might have a short delay in between races, just for the officials to inspect the track and make sure that everything is fit and ready for the next category coming up. On the other side of this, it's great to have them on board the Trico Victorian State Circuit Racing Bill for a conclusion here of proceedings at season 2025. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back on the other side of this with some really, really fast race cars. Don't go anywhere.
Hot rooms turn icy cold instantly without AC while slashing electric bills just by doing this. Tired of hot and stuffy rooms during summer? This genius way to cool any room in 90 seconds for almost zero cost is taking the Australian market by storm. If you've been sweating through another brutal Aussie summer while watching your power bills climb through the roof, you need to hear this. A climate engineer with over 15 years experience in heating and cooling systems got fed up watching Aussie families pay thousands for split system installations that still cost a fortune to run. So he developed something different. It's called EpiCooler, and it's completely changing how Australians cool their homes. Unlike traditional air conditioners that need expensive installation and chew through electricity, EpiCooler is a portable unit that plugs straight into any power outlet. No tradies, no installation costs, no holes in your walls. Here's what makes it different. EpiCooler uses advanced ceramic technology that can cool a room from sweltering to comfortable in just minutes. And it covers areas up to 51 square meters. That's bigger than most living rooms. The best part is that it runs on a fraction of the electricity. We're talking up to 90% less energy than traditional systems. That means you stay cool without dreading your next power bill. And because it's portable, you can wheel it from your lounge room during the day to your bedroom at night. One unit keeps your whole home comfortable. No need to buy multiple air conditioners for different rooms. But here's something most people don't know. EpiCooler also heats. So when winter rolls around, you've got a complete climate control solution year-round. 6 different power modes let you dial in exactly what you need. Over 8,000 Australians have already made the switch, and it's rated 4.7 stars from thousands of verified reviews. People are saying things like it cools the lounge in minutes, and their power bills are much lower. If you're renting and your landlord won't allow a split system, EpiCooler is perfect. If you're sick of running your ducted system just to cool one room, EpiCooler is perfect. If you want to stop sweating through summer without going broke, EpiCooler is perfect. Right now, there's a 60% discount available for a limited time. Plus, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Try it, risk-free. Click the link below to get yours before this offer ends. With another scorching summer on the way, don't wait until you're sweating through the night again.
Like his fresh dog food gets delivered to your door.
We make it easy to give your pup great nutrition without slowing you down. Pre-portioned and snap frozen for freshness. All you have to do is defrost, peel open and serve. This could be your dog. Search Liger today.
Since being the first to make wipers over a century ago, Trico has potential downpours, gale force winds, wintry blasts, even when it's raining cats and dogs. Who came up with that phrase anyway? Just imagine if it actually started. Right? No matter what the conditions, Trico wipers maintain maximum windshield contact for safe, clear driving visibility, even in the harshest weather metaphors.
Welcome back trackside here at the Phillip Island Grand Prix Circuit for the final round of the Trico Victorian State Circuit Racing Championships. Trico and the big state race series, the Australian motorsport scene. It's great to have Trico on board, who empowered us to have this live coverage brought to you right across the weekend of the series with Blendline TV. Put simply, without the support of our sponsors, we would not be able to bring you all this action and enjoy trackside. You can enjoy it from your couch at home. I've got to say, getting to the racetrack and enjoying it in live and 3D is the way to go. Of course, Mentone Premix jumping on board with the series as well. Mentone Premix Concrete is a fourth-generation family-owned business and is Melbourne's leading supplier of decorative concrete. Mentone Premix welcomes you all to their state-of-the-art showroom in Mentone. Mentone Premix specialise in all aspects of decorative concrete, so remember to get exposed with Mentone Premix. I'm Darren Smith and being joined by Tom Reed, and we've got a very special treat, albeit a compact, let's call it small, field of prototypes. These cars are absolutely rapid. They get around the track in a speed that is absolutely mind-boggling. Qualifying this morning, Mark Lauke at 1:32. So we're talking around about middle of the field in a GT3 field in qualifying. So fantastic cars and some names of vehicles that we're not, I'm going to say not household names. Of course, we've got on pole position Mark Lauke. Mark is leading the championship and has won a couple of championships in the past as well. And he's in his Wolf Tornado S 1600 turbo charged outfit there with Mark Lauke. Right beside him is the last round winner from the Ben, Paul Trengo. And he is in an ageing West WR 1000. But Paul's name may ring a bell if you've been around for a while. Used to do a bit of Formula Holden racing at the turn of the century. So Paul does come from a very strong pedigree of motorsport.
Do you hear it? Do you hear the music the earth makes? Do you hear the chimes of wind, the lullabies the waves sing, the whistle of the coconut trees, and the soft sway of frangipani? Do you hear the world come alive? Listen close to the rhythm of the earth dancing beneath your feet. It's the music of freedom, the thala to which nature sings, the rhythm of being alive. Thala Bentota. Experience the rhythm nature and world-class service create to bring you back to life. Thala Bentota. Where there's rhythm, there's life.
Who knew ironing could look like this? This hands-free automatic ironing machine completely changes how you iron clothes. Just chuck on an item and it gently dries and de-wrinkles at the same time, using nothing but hot air. Designed for shirts, pants and more, you get smooth and dry, crease-free clothes while you do whatever else you want to do. Ironing hasn't really changed in like 100 years, until now. Grab yours for an awesomely low price at Kogan.com.
And was very, very rapid in the West WR 1000, which are getting a little bit long in the tooth these days. Mark Lauke won his first couple of championships in that type of car, the West WR 1000. So we're watching to see how those two cars off the front row of the grid in a rolling start to form up. Simon Gardner is next on the grid there, and then Norma M20, which is a car that I have not seen before in the prototype series. I'm looking forward to seeing how Simon does go here this weekend, coming out of third place in car number 54. Phil Andrews in the number 23. He's in the Wolf Tornado. Last time I think we saw Phil was in a Radical in the prototypes, maybe at Sydney Motorsport Park going back a couple of seasons ago, but has done a little bit of racing here and there as well. But great to see Phil back on the grid. Glenn Stahlbaum there in the number 99. Good to see Glenn back in the series as well, now in a Wolf GB08 SM. So we're talking a proper CN type of sports car. And we go to Ian Eldridge in the number 19, rolling start in the Store WF1, which was a car that was very, very strong in the first couple of iterations of this series when it was called Sports Races. But a Store on any given day is still a very, very handy piece of work. Andrew McKee rounds out the field in car number 13 in the Ware Products, and he's also in the Wolf GB08 F1 Mistral. We are missing a couple of stalwarts of this category, in Jason Macris, John Paul Drake, Phil Hughes. And Dyson Song not here this weekend, and they filled positions 3 to 5 in the championship. There's Mark Lauke, it says it on the side of his car. The Flower Mill man from South Australia will lead the field down. He knows how to win races here, and it's going to come down to Paul Trengo to try and head off this veteran racer from South Australia as they take off, head down into turn 1. There is the yellow Lauke Flower Mills car. Goes over the driver's left, covers the line, sweeping right round the outside there. Is that Phil Andrews that's gone through? Looks like it is in the... No, it's not. It's the 54. That's Simon Gardner who started on the second row on the other side of the grid from Phil. As we see these guys start to gather up here. This is where the West WR 1000, and that is exactly what it is, a 1000cc power plant, motorcycle engine, chain-driven outfit. So car number 5 back down through the gearbox into Miller Corner. We get a good look right down the side of Phil Andrews' car, and Simon Gardner in the 54. He's got a really, really nice start there, Simon. Doing a terrific job in the Norma M20. So if you're like me and you're wondering what a Norma M20 looks like, that's what it looks like as they start the big move up the back of the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit. These cars travel through this part of the track like they're absolutely on rails. Over and under these cars, the aerodynamic advantages come. And we see it sometimes under brakes when the aerodynamics is at its least effective. The car starts to get very squirrely underneath the drivers, and we start to see them work hard. You see their hands come up when they're trying to catch it. And a good look now, seeing Ian Eldridge, again, another South Australian, comes around the number 19, and that motorbike sounding engine is very synonymous, Tom, isn't it? You can get that sort of superbike feeling from it, don't you?
Yeah, it's a category with a lot of great sounds in it. The motorbike engines, like you're talking about, move here around the outside. Looks like car number 19 of Eldridge going around the outside the long way there at turn 1. Now he's made himself vulnerable, but covers off car 99 there of Glenn Stolborn, who can't get that move back done. Little 3-car group here, headed by car 23 there, Phil Andreas, who started off of position number 4.
Just looking at that store, the car there of Ian Eldridge, which is a very low slung car. Even the rear wing is slung out the back of the car. It's not put up in the clean air. It actually cleans up the air coming underneath the car, and that's where it makes its speed. That very low frontal area just cuts through the air so efficiently, and that's why down the straight there, the car with more power, significantly more power, doesn't get through in a straight line. So it's using the efficiencies of a 1000cc power plant, so tiny capacity. But the other cars being turbo fed. Mark Lauke just coming under brakes, then we just see the differences again.
Yeah,
the West being able to carry all the speed across the top of the hill, but take absolutely nothing away from a Wolf. These are absolutely purpose-built, magnificent racing cars. We just get to have a good listen to Mark Lauke's car. And he comes onto the straight now. Let's have a look at the lead. Last time round was 0.6. It's now 1 second. So that's where the Wolves make its speed, coming around the big, long, sweeping corners. The West just manages to hang on tight where it gets otherwise a bit sketchy, where the aerodynamics starts to unload the car.
You just see how good the West is under brake zone through the corners.
Seniors Funeral Insurance. Choose cover from $3,000 up to $15,000. Australian residents aged 40 to 79 are guaranteed acceptance. Quick payout to your family with little fuss. No medicals or blood tests required to apply. Request your quote now.
Just carries the momentum slightly better than your race leader, and that gap is closed. It's quite evident here into turn number 4. See how close car number 5 gets to your race leader of Mark Lauke, who's doing a sensational job out front. Looks like he can just sail right around the outside, but he gets right up alongside here, and there is a challenge for the lead. Lauke has enough of it though. Car 5 trying to go the long way around. can't really do anything there around the outside of Siberia, no man's land.
Have a look at the Norman now. Gardner weighs in on this as well. So Paul Trengove has got eyes forward, and that's what a racer of his experience will always do for Mark Lauke. And look at the Norma starting to come through now. It's Gardner, and he is starting to push hard right round the outside, the west, using all of its aerodynamic advantage. And I've got to say, Paul Trengove's skill level there absolutely coming to the fore. You can only wonder what it would have been like if we had Jason Macris, the champion, and John Paul Drake, the champion, and the mechanic in Phil Hughes out here with these guys at the moment. This would have been a huge battle. But what we are being treated to here is 3 different types of prototypes going for it. That Wolf just blasts past in a straight line. Mark Lauke using the advantage there, as does Gardner. He comes through in the Norma now as well. But the West with its 1000cc now comes into its aerodynamic advantage, but lost 2 spots coming on the straight.
What a move around the outside there from Trengrove. He's almost back to the race lead in just a handful of corners. Yeah, you could see the difference in straight line speed. Car 55 just opens its legs up there and skips away to the race lead, but all that margin is depleted again into the heavy braking zone of turn 4, just going a little bit deep there was Gardner. Still running in P3, just sort of a top 3 breakaway at the moment with 4th and 5th in their own little battle. Then go back to 6th place of Eldridge, sort of all on his own there.
The other interesting aspect with the Australian Prototype Series is that not one driver and not one car is ever going to just run away with this series. It's got a balance of performance equation that brings not only cars but drivers in cars back to the competition, and it is done in so many different ways, but that is nominated by the driver or the car owner. It can be weight, it can be revs, it can be weight put throughout the car, it can be boost on the turbo car. So we're seeing the car leading this race, and in fact these 2 cars on screen at the moment do have turbochargers, so they can be governed on boost there as well. So we're just watching Phil Andrews in the Wolf Tornado.
Look at the race lead here, 3 wide across the stripe. And the margin at the line was 0.01 seconds. Give it to Trengrove, but he's gone all the way back to P3 by the time they get to turn 1.
Mark Lauke holds on to the lead. He's had a brief challenge by Paul Trengove there. He's brave around turn 2. So much grip on the West, and that is with the distinct advantage of a West WR 1000, and they drive away from him. It is one of those amazing series where you bring your mechanical package, you've got your strengths and weaknesses. Mark Lauke now covering off that move down the inside. Paul Trengove knows he has got blood in the water in front of him. He knows he's got his strengths. But have a look at this. Gardner now alongside. He takes P2 in the Norma.
It's unbelievable to see a car just hang around the outside like that and drive around like it's nothing. It's got an incredible aero grip there, but it just seems to be dropping back slightly. That may be the straight line performance, but look who's in the background. The 4th place runner of Andreas and Stolborn have close up to make it a 5-car fight for the lead.
Glenn Stolborn's been around a long time in this category, comes and goes as he sees fit for the Great Northern Decorators, and now in a Wolf GB08 SM. He's weighing in on the back of this group. Gardner now just succumbs to Mark Lauke's pressure, and Mark Lauke does this prototype racing for all the right reasons. He loves the car, he loves the racetracks he goes to, and in an interesting way, he loves the people he races against as well. He really does get around the paddock and just greets everybody and welcomes them to the events and congratulates them on their results as we have a lead change now. Mark Lauke goes back a spot in car number 54, and
Trengrove's gone
sorry,
back
the 54 leading the car number 55. I got mixed up then, but Trengove is now under fire, and he looks like he might go back a spot there as well. These newer Wolves that are starting to make a massive attack on the older West here, but Paul Trengove, as I said, has got a huge pedigree in Australia top-level open-wheeler racing in Formula Holden back in the day, and he is doing a tremendous job just to hang on in, I'm going to say, even inside the top 6 with these Wests all around him. Car number 99 now ranging up behind him, Glenn Stolborn in the West. I'm pretty sure Glenn had a store or maybe a West going back a couple of years ago, but great to see this menacing black number 99, the GB08SM 2.4 lead.
This spring
Millie, you okay?
comes a horror
Millie?
that can't be unseen.
An absolute beast as he comes down, under brakes now. Very deliberate movements there by Paul Trengo. He can't waste any movement. Any movement of the steering wheel has to be economical. He just has to flow this car, and doing a brilliant job in car number 5 right now.
I can't help but wonder if he's perhaps lost the touch here of the front two guys who we're seeing line astern in the tow there. Lauki, can he pull out for a move by the time they get to turn 1? No is the answer, as Gardner's just got a little bit more straight line performance in car 54. Round turn number 2, looking for the clean air is Lauki behind. Gardner covers it off, and this will be a fight all the way to the checker flag with 4 minutes to go.
So Mark Lauki leads this championship on 451 points over Jason Macris, multiple champion. Behind him, John Paul Drake, also on 348 points, multiple champion in the category. Phil Hughes, a real racer, massively experienced motorsport engineer and mechanic, the Ferrari man, and he is 4th. So those 3 guys aren't here this weekend. Neither is Julian Newton of Dyson Song. So position 2 to 6 aren't here this weekend. Paul Trengo is next on 138. Instantly, just looking at the score sheet now, Paul Trengo jumps himself up to about 4th in the championship just by being here this weekend. So there's Paul now. He's rounding the top end of the circuit.
Whoa.
Challenge back for the lead. 3 minutes and 23 seconds to go. They really do lend each other just a millimetre extra of room in these cars because the aero package is so important. They can't afford to knock the front aero or the back aero off either of each other's cars going around. We have seen, and I have seen, the 2 guys that say they're mates, Jason Macris and John Paul Drake, absolutely take each other out. And I'm not ever going to blow the whistle and blame it on either one of them, but certainly there has been coming together. But these guys here at the moment, Mark Lauki is certainly the one in the contender in this championship because Simon Gardner doesn't feature inside the top 10 or 15 cars in this series, so hasn't run a full campaign, but certainly looking to get the chocolates, if you like, here this weekend. Tom, would be nice to get a victory at the moment, standing on the podium for race 1 for the weekend.
Yeah, fantastic job by him. Lauki was able to sit behind your race leader Gardner for a couple of laps there, and then just picked his move down into turn 1, had the tow, and got it done. But here comes another change for the race lead, perhaps. No, Lauki able to cover that off from car 54 there at Gardner through the hay shed over the top at Lukey Heights. Is there a move on the inside here in the cleaner air? No is the answer, but watch just behind you. Your 3rd place runner, car 23 of Andreas, can't get anything done there, and it'll just be a game of towing down the front straight. Just over a minute and a half to go in the first race for the Australian prototypes here.
Mark Lauki looks to get out of turn 11 poorly there because the Norma, the number 54 car, which to me looks to be a little bit longer and a little bit wider than the West, but probably just a little bit lower. But the Tornado now coming in behind from Andreas there as well. Lauki back in the lead of the race. Have a look at Gardner though, looks to the inside. Gardner's getting racy with it with 1 minute and 18 seconds left in this journey. Challenge just withdrawn for the moment. So 55 takes the lead back over the 54 and the 23 of Andreas. Car 5 of Paul Trengo goes across the line now, and Paul's just eased out the back of this battle group like this on 3 seconds, and he's about 4.1 seconds from the race leader. So early doors, early part of this race, the West was super competitive, but just
off the track there. Car 54 ran a little bit deep there and relinquishes heat. Number 2 drops back to 3rd. Car 23 of Andreas looking around the outside now, just inherited P2, and he's going after the race leader of Mark Lauke. Two very similar cars in appearance.
Seeing Andrew McKee, I thought saw in the background there in the Wolf GBO8 F1 Mistral as well. So, like I said, an economical field, a small field of prototypes, but you really only need these front runners or a battle throughout the pack, and there's going to be a lead change. Mark Lauke is getting it difficult into and out of that MG corner, and that's where he's losing this run onto the straight, and he's relying on the aerodynamics of the power behind him to keep these guys at bay. But this time around, it looks as though he's playing a bit of cat and mouse, because it was a 54 of Gardner in the Norma that was rapid down the straight last time, and he is again. He's going to look to the inside of both these Wolves in front of him. Oh, he's got the Wolves in the crosshair, as Phil Hughes would say in his SR8 Radical. I'm hunting Wolves, and that is what's going on here for the Norma. And the race continues. Now, Tom, you've had some experience in Formula Fords in recent times. These things are almost the opposite, aren't they? Big slick tyres and lots of aero.
It's amazing how these cars can just throw it around a corner and it'll stick. Like you saw there with car 5, Trengrove, who's fortunately dropped back to P5, sort of outside of this. Battle pack. Car 23 trying to go the long way around the outside of Andreas. He's probably got a couple more chances here. The biggest one down at MG, where your race leader Lauke gets sometimes an average run out of that corner and makes himself vulnerable down the front straight.
Just seeing some interesting spots in the back shot of Lauke's car, where it looks like the brake lights are on in strange parts of the track. I wonder if that's I guess a failing switch of some description on the brake pedal, or if he's trying to stabilise the car with the left foot whilst keeping it wide open with the right foot. But he's managed to get out of Honda corner this time in great shape, and I'm going to say we're seeing a checkered flag. Yes, it is. There is the checkered flag, and it will go to the guy that leads the championship, Mark Lauke, and boy was he being hauled in by Phil Andreas on the line there. Gardner home in the Norma M20. Great to see the 54 car, beautiful looking livery of that outfit. Glenn Stahlbaum home in 4th. Fantastic to see the Wolf GBO8 SM and the great Northern Decorators car, Glenn Stahlbaum. Terrific competitor. Ultimately home in 5th place is Paul Trengove, and I guess that's not indicative of how his race went, but he led and was well and truly in contention. A 1:33.80, I guess, is the Achilles heel of the older type of car, because when we look at the Wests and the Normas, they're all operating in mid 1:32.5, 1:32.7. So I guess as the race went on from about lap 6, we did 10 laps in the end. That's where the West just started to struggle. There it is, on the screen, Mark Lauke to Phil Andreas, Simon Gardner, Glenn Stolbaum, Paul Trengove ultimately home in 5th after winning the last round at the Bend. Ian Eldridge and Andrew McKee round out our prototypes. Here comes McKee in that a different sort of a Wolf. That's the GBO8 F1 Mistral. And he comes back into the paddock. That is the prototypes, race 1 for this weekend at the Trico Victorian State Circuit Racing Championship. We'll have a quick break because we have got the Super Mini Challenge coming up next.
Since being the first to make wipers over a century ago, Trico has protected drivers in all kinds of weather. Torrential downpours, gale force winds, wintry blasts, even when it's raining cats and dogs. Who came up with that phrase anyway? Just imagine if it actually started. Right? No matter what the conditions, Trico wipers maintain maximum windshield contact. for safe, clear driving visibility, even in the harshest weather metaphors.
So you've already got it there. What's the next one? So the one after. Not this one, the one after. Oh, minutes. 6 minutes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final round, the grand final for the Victorian State Circuit Racing Championships. It's a big shout out to Trico and, of course, our great and long-time supporting friends at 888 Home Loans. If your home loan needs a health check or if you need a home loan.
Think it's impossible to get a proper coffee at home without spending thousands? Think again. The Coke and Dual Thermoblock coffee machine is built for people who take their coffee seriously but know expensive isn't always best. The integrated conical burr grinder has 20 grind settings, offering perfect control. The 20-bar Italian pump and dual stainless steel boilers deliver consistent temperature and extraction every single time. And with commercial-grade steam, you're free to unlock your inner artist. The Coke and Dual Thermoblock coffee machine. It's a cafe in your kitchen for a whole heap less. Shop now at Kogan.com.
How about you give 888 Home Loans a call, get in touch with them and have a talk to them about your home loan. 888 Home Loans. Of course, really exciting developments over the last...
Okay, we have a problem. We have a slight problem. We have a slight problem. My stream is not, well, apparently I'm streaming, but apparently, slight problem. Okay, no, we're live. Why is the internet not working? Why? Okay, it's fine. Why is the internet not working? Why? Why? Well, that's stupid. Yeah.